Emotions are central to the human experience. Love, anger, joy, fear. These feelings shape how we connect, make decisions, and live our lives. But what if humans had no emotions? What if our minds were purely logical, free of feelings that cloud judgment or create conflicts? At first, it might sound like a utopia. No jealousy, no hatred, no grief. But when we dig deeper, a world without emotions would be far more complex and unsettling than it seems. What are emotions, and why do we have them? Before exploring a world without emotions, it's essential to understand what emotions are and why they exist. Emotions are psychological and physiological responses to stimuli, both external, like danger or love, and internal, like memories or thoughts. They're driven by our brain, particularly the limbic system, and influence our behavior, decisions, and survival. Emotions evolved because they helped our ancestors survive. Fear made early humans avoid predators. Anger helped them fight off threats. And love encouraged bonds that ensured the survival of their offspring. Even today, emotions guide us through complex social and personal situations, often acting as shortcuts for decision-making when logic alone isn't enough. Now, imagine removing this entire system. What would happen to individuals, societies, and the world? Decision-making without emotions. Emotions play a huge role in how we make decisions, even when we think we're being rational. Studies have shown that people with damage to the emotional centers of their brain often struggle to make choices, even simple ones. Without emotions, we'd rely purely on logic and reason to weigh every option, but this might paralyze us with indecision. Take relationships, for example. Why do we choose our friends, partners, or even hobbies? Without feelings like love, joy, or excitement, these decisions would become purely transactional. Friendships might be chosen based on mutual usefulness rather than connection, and love would cease to exist entirely. Romantic relationships would become contracts, devoid of passion or intimacy. Even larger societal decisions, like policies or justice, might change in unsettling ways. Without compassion, decisions would prioritize efficiency and logic over human well-being. For example, systems might favor the majority while completely disregarding the suffering of minorities, as empathy wouldn't factor into decision-making. No more conflict or creativity. One apparent upside to a world without emotions is the potential reduction of conflict. Wars, crimes, and personal disputes are often fueled by anger, jealousy, and hatred. Without these feelings, humanity might achieve a level of peace and cooperation that seems impossible today. But while conflict might diminish, so would creativity. Art, music, literature, and innovation are deeply tied to emotions. From the heartbreak that inspires love songs to the curiosity that drives scientific discovery, emotions fuel much of what makes human culture vibrant and meaningful. Without feelings, there would be no fiery passion to create or explore. Humanity might stagnate, stuck in a state of cold functionality without the spark that drives us forward. What happens to relationships? Relationships as we know them would fundamentally change without emotions. Think about the bonds between parents and children, friends, or romantic partners. These connections are built on feelings like love, trust, and empathy. Without them, relationships would become purely practical. Parents might raise children out of a sense of duty or societal expectation, but not because of love. Friendships might be maintained for networking or shared resources, but not for companionship. Romantic relationships, already based on logic rather than love, might disappear entirely as humans see no evolutionary reason to form pair bonds. Humans would also struggle to cooperate. Without empathy, we'd have no ability to understand or care about the struggles of others. Collaboration might exist purely for survival, but the absence of trust and connection would make it fragile and transactional. The loss of motivation. Have you ever wondered why you work hard to achieve a goal? Often, it's because of how that success makes you feel: pride, happiness, or relief. Without emotions, motivation itself could disappear. A purely logical mind might see little reason to pursue ambition ambitious goals like inventing new technologies, building meaningful relationships, or improving society. If happiness or fulfillment isn't part of the equation, why strive for anything beyond basic survival? Humanity might devolve into a state of passive existence, lacking drive or ambition. Mental health without emotions. Ironically, a world without emotions wouldn't eliminate mental health issues. It might create new ones. While emotions like sadness and fear can cause pain, they're also signals that help us process experiences and adapt. Without emotions, humans might lose the ability to cope with challenges or make sense of trauma. While there would be no depression or anxiety as we know them, the absence of emotional processing could leave people feeling empty, robotic, and disconnected. This state might resemble what some philosophers call existential despair, a sense of meaninglessness in the absence of emotional experience. The ethics of an emotionless world. From an ethical perspective, a world without emotions raises troubling questions. Compassion, empathy, and love form the foundation of morality. Without these feelings, how would humans define right and wrong? An emotionless society might prioritize survival and efficiency over individual well-being. For example, laws might be enforced with no regard for circumstances or fairness. Would such a world be just? Or would it become a dystopia where logic reigns supreme, but humanity loses its soul? Would this even be possible? In reality, removing emotions from humans would be almost impossible. Emotions are hardwired into our biology, shaping how we perceive and interact with the world. Even artificial intelligence, designed to be logical, is being programmed with emotional responses to better connect with humans. Some might argue that emotions are a weakness, making us irrational or vulnerable, but they're also what make us adaptable, creative, and connected. Without them, we wouldn't just lose conflict, we'd lose what makes life meaningful. If you enjoyed this thought experiment, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And let us know in the comments, how do you think life would change without emotions? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.